you alluded to it. And Josh Hardy is alive today because of somebody who's sitting in this room, the former president of Chimerix, Ken Mock. And I think it's important that we understand what happened there. While the media was attacking Chimerix, Mr. Mock was working behind the scenes with the FDA, and they ultimately came up with not the compassionate use, but forming a stage 3 clinical trial for children with the adenovirus that Josh Hardy had. He was the first patient, and I understand that there's been a line of 36 children behind for that clinical trial. So to me, the hero in the Josh Hardy matter is Mr. Mock, sitting here today. He came here at my invitation, and I'm proud to call him a friend. And I might say that he and I went head-to-head over a period of 4 days or so when I thought that he was being unreasonable. But I thought it important to say that because of the publicity that it has received. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that perspective and comment. Appreciate it. I think there's another question here.
So thank you, Doctor, for being here today. I'm also here as a father, and I have my daughters with me too. And my perspective is someone who's navigated that compassionate use or expanded medicines situation for my own daughter, who, because of her age, wasn't able to participate in clinical trials. And so I have learned a lot about some of the inadequacies of our system, and I'm thankful that we were successful in partnering with pharmaceutical companies so that she could try what really the science led to. I think our speaker just before kind of got at the point that science is moving faster than pediatric patients are going to be able to access these drugs. Yeah. And that's a big problem. It puts us in a bind because we know, hey, they've got this biomarker, there's this new genomic knowledge that this could be the thing for them, and they need it with urgency. But our systems, and then the idea of compassionate use as sort of that last thing that we can go to when the trial access isn't there, has got me thinking a lot about this and what is the solution. And I guess my question for you is, what would you say to your counterparts in the pharmaceutical industry? What is the incentive for providing these medicines in sort of a single use basis for someone like my daughter, when the science shows that that is the compassionate thing to do, yet we understand that these are for-profit entities, and this takes time and all of these things. So what is it from your perspective? Why should pharmaceutical industries care to do this? We can change sort of the rules around it, but what is that sort of motivation? And I mean, I believe that it is there, but I'm just curious to hear your perspective on that.
Well, firstly, thank you, sir, for the very thoughtful comments, and good morning, young ladies. I can see you there. Thank you for joining this meeting. I understand your question, and I've found that we could probably put a lot of technical reasons on why this is positive to do that. Why this is helpful for pharmaceutical companies, and what I would probably say, though, is if you step back from those technical reasons, there is a simpler answer. And the simpler answer is, when I started out this talk, I said that my responsibility as the Chief Medical Officer for a large organization, a large company, and if I tell you technically what those type of responsibilities involve, it is to ensure the safe, effective, appropriate usage of hundreds, if not thousands, of medicines in hundreds of countries around the world for patients of all age groups, and support a research pipeline, and I could go on. Unfortunately, the sentiment of it, and when I explain to my own children, what is it that Dad does? I say, well, Dad's job is to go to work and make sure that patients come first at all points in time. And I think that all companies will have leaders in place that need to push that message down, because otherwise no amount of technicality will make this happen. And I think if the judgment and the will, the sentiment are not there, we're going to end up in a difficult place. Thank you for your question.
Well, let me thank you, Dr. Ray, for your courage, really to step forward as a leader in the pharmaceutical company world to talk about this very important issue, compassionate use, which I see really as the next step forward for this caucus. Yeah, I'm the chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, and my job is to identify threats and to protect the American people from those threats. And there are many, as you all know. But as chair of the Childhood Cancer Caucus, we've identified the threat. And it's the #1 killer of our kids, and it's cancer. And I know that working together with all of you here at this summit, that one day we will eliminate that threat. And then, as Dr. Ray said, we will wonder why that was not done centuries ago. So let me thank all of you for just being a part of this. I'm usually known as the chairman of Homeland Security, but this is something that I have such a passion, and everybody in this room sharing that passion with you. We can make a difference. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about making a difference in the lives of others, and what better cause than in the lives of our children. I have 5 children of my own, and I can't imagine the parents out there who either lost or had this terrible disease afflicted on them to have to live through that. Must be one of the most horrible experiences. But for the courage for you to turn that into a positive, to be an advocate, to come out and be a part of this movement, because it is a movement, being a part of this movement and for the cause, let me just say thank you so much. Thank you.